Okay then, so have you strapped yourself in yet?
Yes, I have, yeah.
Right. Okay then. So, usual thing, controls, have you been taught these yet? Controls?
Yeah, so...
right, okay, you do them then, so you've got
so,
practicing.
Yeah, controls. Right. And then brakes.
No, ballast is next.
Ballast. So ballast, I'm 70 kg.
Right, so there is a loading chart under your left elbow, which you probably can't see, but I know we're okay.
Yeah. Straps, I'm strapped in from the front.
Yeah, my straps are tight and locked.
Okay. Instruments, fine. They seem
mine are
okay.
sets, and we've got the electrics on.
Yeah. Flaps, we don't have any.
Yeah.
T
is the trim. That's it. So move it, put it through its range. That's it. There's no, it's not snagging or anything like that. And then slightly forward of the neutral.
Yep. Go through.
Yep.
Canopy.
Yep.
Mine's locked.
And mine's closed and locked, and I'm going to close my DV panel as well. Interestingly, it's more effective if you use the scoop rather than the open to get fresh air.
Brakes. Brakes okay, halfway. Cool, and they are in the lock position.
Okay.
And eventualities you're going to deal with?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Cool.
So, like on the winch launch, if the wing should drop while we're on the tow and I can't retrieve it, especially if the left wing goes down, I will pull the release and just bring the aircraft to a halt so we don't ground loop. Once we're airborne, then we'll just have a look at what's available.
Cool.
The wind today is not overly strong, so in my considerations will be what we call a reciprocal landing, which is landing back down the strip in this towards us.
Yeah.
If we're any higher than that, we'll see what we can do. If I don't think we can get back to the field, I'll be looking for a farmer's field in which to land in.
Okay.
Right, so those are my issues. From the tug's perspective, if he waggles his wings, that means he's got a problem and he wants us to release straight away.
Okay. Yeah.
If he yaws the aircraft from side to side, that means his rate of climb is not very good and he suspects that our air brakes are open, in which case we will then check the air brakes and see if there's anything that we're doing which would cause him issues.
Sure. Okay.
Okay, so that's the eventualities.
Cool.
So, checks are complete. Canopies are closed and locked. Air brakes are locked. Cable on, please. Open. Sarah Tango, take up slack.
Take up slack, Sierra Tango.
Right, so the nose is on the ground at the moment, so I'm going to have the control column back. So I want to lift the nose and balance the aircraft on its main wheel as soon as I can.
Okay.
So that means as the nose comes up, and I'll be watching the attitude that we were talking about and maintaining it. So you can see the attitude with reference to the horizon, the nose is reasonably low at the moment.
Yeah.
Because you're sitting in the front and weighing the front down.
Okay. Am I okay to follow through?
Yes.
Okay.
Sierra Tango, all out. So I'm steering with the rudder. The nose is now up and we're on the main wheel. And we're off. So I was busy looking at the clubhouse then. And you see the position relative to the tug. It's just above the horizon. Now you can see that attitude that I was talking about on the ground. So we are nose high at the moment. In normal flight, the nose will be just below the horizon.
Okay. And what altitude we're going to go to?
We'll go up to about 3,000.
3,000. Okay.
That'll give us a reasonable amount of time for you to do some consolidation.
Cool.
Showers of rain over to the left,
Yeah.
where it looks as though the cloud is coming onto the ground.
Yes.
I always find it fascinating that, looking at a rain shower from the air.
You know, the first time I took an aerotow last year and I saw that, I was just absolutely blown by it.
Yeah.
I've never seen it in that way. Even when I've been up in you know, normal commercial aircraft, I've never seen the rain like that.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah, you're usually up too high too quick.
yeah.
I'll tell you one thing, it's nice and smooth now.
I like smooth, if I'm honest. So today with rudder control, my flying should be better.
Yes. Doing incidentally is matching his angle of bank,
Okay.
and that keeps us directly behind the aircraft. Notice I'm not pointing at it, but I'm pointing at the wingtip. And that, if I was to try pointing directly at the back of the aircraft,
Yeah.
our radius would be slightly smaller, so I would end up trying to overtake him, and that's how we end up with a bow in the line, which is not really what we want to have happen.
Yeah.
Right, so we're now pointing at Stafford. The airfield is under the nose. Over to the left, we've got Stoke-on-Trent. You can see the conurbations there of Stoke-on-Trent on the right and Newcastle on the left.
Oh wow.
Making very small control movements.
Yeah, I've noticed they're very subtle.
And that's purely because as you fly faster, the controls become more effective. So
Right.
you don't have to move the controls as much. They also become quite a lot stiffer as well.
Okay. Is that because of speed and altitude?
Yeah, well, it's the speed, it's the aerodynamic load that comes on the controls.
Okay. just over 3,000.
Yeah, so I'm having a look around, looking left and right. No aircraft underneath us.
No.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to release it, make sure it's gone, and then turn away to the left. So there it's gone. Yes, I'm sure it's gone, and I'm turning through on. I'm now going to slow the aircraft down. So I want to be, rather than the speed we were flying at, which was 50, I'm now going to use the trimmer, and I'm going to trim to this attitude. And in fact it's probably going to be right the way back. Yep, there we are.
Okay.
So I'm clapping my hands and the aircraft isn't doing anything spectacular. And that's the beauty of it being in trim, is that you don't have to work at flying the aircraft. Okay, so we haven't got a defined horizon, but the amount of ground you can see in front of you, and if you look at the airspeed indicator, we're around about 50 knots. You see that?
Around 50 knots,
Yeah, just a little bit under. Right, so you're still following through?
Yeah, following through.
Okay, so if I ease the control column forward, see then more ground appearing.
Yes.
To stop it, a small movement rearward, a check movement, and we're now in the new attitude. You see the speed is now increasing. But it takes a while for it to stabilise, because the aircraft is accelerating, a bit like a car down the hill. If I ease the stick back, nose comes up, and now to stop it, a check movement. You see the speed is now decreasing. Now we're slightly higher than where we started off from, so the speed is less than where we started. Now to get back to where I started, stick forward, stopping it, and there we are, and there's the speed. So you can practice that. So you have control, so pitch down, hold it, pitch up, hold it back to this attitude. You have control.
I have control. And then pitch up.
So the attitude of the aircraft has a direct correlation on the airspeed of the aircraft. However, if the attitude is changing, then the speed will either be accelerating or decelerating. Does that make sense now?
Yes, it does, So I think previously I've probably been at the wrong angle of attack, well, wrong angle facing down.
Yeah, the wrong pitch attitude.
So I'm not level. So, so if I bring it down a bit more to increase the speed. And come back up. So wrong attitude.
Okay, right. I have control, but follow me through.
Okay, you have control.
So I'm now going to roll the aircraft to the right.
Okay.
So I'm looking right, that's it. So looking back at the attitude, and there we are, we're rolling round the attitude and then stopping it. Now you see as a byproduct, the aircraft is turning. And you notice the speed, it's remaining constant. Because what I'm doing is I'm maintaining that same pitch attitude as we turn.
I see, right, okay.
And then to roll out, roll to the left, as we see the wings coming level, back into the centre.
So, you know when you bank right, and then you roll back to the centre, do you use your rudder to...
I wasn't at that stage, because I was just demonstrating to you the use of the aileron.
Okay, I see.
Okay. Right, so you have a go at that.
Okay, so I just get the speed just above 50. And look right, it's clear. Roll and...
Now I've moved the rudder in order to balance it, okay? Now roll wings level. That's it. And when the picture is level, you don't need to look at the wings, because the information at the front is telling you everything.
So I think I've been looking too much at the wings and then getting myself into a bit of a mess. Okay.
Now then, quick revision of the rudder. I have control just a moment.
Control.
And you can see there's the power station right on the nose. Can you see that?
Yes, just 12 o'clock.
Okay then. So then, if I put my left foot forward, the nose yaws to the left.
Yes.
Now if you look over the side, you'll see that we're actually not going to the left,
No.
You're actually still going in the direction of the power station.
Yes.
So all we're doing is we are promoting the glider to fly sideways. And
Okay.
also, unlike the others, if I do the same to the right, same thing is happening. But notice when I centralise the rudder pedals, see the aircraft yaws back again.
Yes.
Unlike the other two controls where it will stay in that attitude.
Okay.
Right, so you have a quick fiddle with that.
So if
So
I
just
do,
go left and then right.
if I go left.
And now right. See this string has gone out to the left as well.
Yeah.
And it comes back into the centre and then immediately goes out to the right. Okay, right. So I'm now going to show you something, a peculiarity, again using that as a reference.
Okay.
If I roll the aircraft left and then right, look what happens to the nose. I'm not moving the rudder pedals, so gently follow me through.
Following through.
I'm going left, the nose has gone to the right.
Yeah.
Now going right, and the nose has gone to the left. And that's called two things, aileron drag or adverse yaw. If I do the same thing again, but this time use rudder in the same direction, and go left, and then right. So you got a little bit of dishing there,
Yes.
but you don't get that wild divergence.
Okay.
So when we want to turn left, as I want to turn left now, I use stick and rudder together. So I'm looking to the left, clear, back
Clear.
to the attitude, stick and rudder together, look at the attitude,
So yeah.
now it's stable, and now I can look in the direction of the turn. Right, and then back again, and then roll the wings level, stick and rudder together, and then back into the centre boat.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay then. So you try that now.
So-
you have control.
My control left is clear.
Yeah.
And
So look at the attitude.
Yeah.
Lots
stick-
of rudder. Lots of rudder. See the nose went the wrong way.
Yeah.
Now roll the wings level again. Lots of rudder again. You've got to exaggerate your feet movement.
I think that's what I'm probably not. Yeah.
Now try the same round to the right.
So right is clear. So
Right. Rudder, 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 rudder. See that string has gone out to the left.
yeah.
That's telling us you haven't got enough rudder. Okay, I have control again.
Yeah. Control.
Just follow me through. Now we're not going to go through quite so steep an angle of bank.
Okay.
Right, so rudder. See that string is in the middle.
Yes. And you
Now we
want to
need
keep
a
it
little bit of rudder just to... Now I've got too much rudder in because I left it in. So see how sensitive that yaw is
Yeah.
when we're turning. So only a little bit makes a bit of difference. The danger is you get pressure, not movement. So I'm going
Okay.
to roll out in a minute and we get you to practice that. So nice and gentle. There we are.
Okay.
Right, okay then, so look to the right, we're clear, you have
Clear.
control,
I control. So
bit more rudder, look at the attitude, don't look down the wing until you're stable. Because you can see how it's all going pear-shaped and you
Yeah.
can't see it. Okay, now roll the wings level. Good.
that's quite hard to do. That is.
It is, and the important thing is whilst you are rolling the aircraft, monitor the attitude, because the nose can be doing all sorts of things. That's why it's
Right.
important to have the good look before you do the roll.
Okay.
Okay, so to just practice keeping the wings level using coordinated controls.
Hold on, hold on.
Okay, now we're going to do a gentle turn round to the right. So we'll have a look.
Yeah.
It's all clear, nothing there. So concentrate on the attitude now.
Okay.
Stick and rudder together. More rudder, more rudder, more rudder, more rudder, more. That's it. Now a little bit of back pressure, tiny bit of back pressure to keep the pitch attitude constant. That's it. Keep everything constant. Pitch attitude, bank attitude. You're rolling out a little bit. So
Okay.
roll in again. bit more rudder while you're doing it. Every time you move the ailerons, you need to move the rudder. And roll the wings level. That's it. Now just keep the wings level.
Okay.
Now then, looking at the airspeed, what speed are we flying at the moment?
45.
Okay, so we want to fly just a little bit faster. So just lower the nose a fraction.
Sure.
That's it, that's enough. And you'll see the speed slowly increases to the round about the 50 knots, which is where we want to be.
Okay. We've got giant, those winged turbine things to our right.
Yep.
At 2 o'clock.
That's good. Just roll to the right a little bit. Again, make sure you've got positive rudder movement. Now roll the wings level. See, the nose is going a long way. That's because your feet aren't moving.
Okay.
You may think they're moving, but they're not.
Okay.
And that's why, because the controls are light and your brain is telling you that your feet are doing the same thing, and they're not yet. Okay, right, so roll the aircraft to the left, quick look, and then check on the attitude, roll left. Not so steep, that's it. And I have control.
You have control?
And I'll fly us back for the actual landing. Okay, that was coming on.
Yeah, it's,
how did it feel to you?
I think it's because I'm wearing boots.
Yeah.
The boots don't help me at all.
Yeah, they mask it a little bit, but the thing is as well, have you heard of a thing called motor memory?
Yes, yeah.
Or muscle memory, it's referred to sometimes. You want to get, what you want to do is build up your muscle memory so that you know what your hands and feet are doing relative to each other. Right, now I'm increasing speed to our approach speed, which is between 55 and 60. So again, follow me lightly on the controls. Put your hand on the air brake as well, because I'll be using the air brake. I'll just torque my way around.
Sure.
So we're turning. Rolling the wings level. Turning again. Speed's good, attitude's good, unlocking the air brakes. Opening the air brakes, keeping the attitude constant. Now looking up the field, gauging my height, rounding out, holding it, keeping it flying, and we've touched down. I'm flying it right up to the last moment.
Okay, wings level like that.
Thank you very much.
Okay, pleasure.
That was
Now
good.
then, when we get back to the clubhouse,
Sure.
I'll show you a little trick that you can practice at home.
Okay, that'll be good.
Okay, which helps you with your coordination.
Cool, thank you.
So, what questions do you have at this point?
I think I don't have any questions. I think what I need to do is when I'm moving the center control, I think it's out of pressure in terms of how much control that I'm applying to my feet.
Yeah.
And I haven't quite got that right. So I think with the stick I'm okay in terms of leveling off and turning, but I think I'm probably finding it that I'm putting a lot more effort into the rudder control, and it's not in balance with what I'm doing with the stick.
That's right. Yeah.
And it's out of kilter, and that's what's causing me an issue.
And the other thing is as well is a capacity issue as well. And I'm talking about your mind capacity, because you are dealing with several things that you've not got much experience of. So you're having to concentrate a hell of a lot. Do you remember back to when you were learning to drive? You know, you'd be concentrating on the steering, and 10 miles an hour felt as though you were doing the speed of sound, you know. And it's a similar sort of thing, but of course you can't control that bit.
I think the one thing I'm worried about when I'm in the air is actually
pull the rear one out. Is that jammed?
I think it is.
Let me get out and I'll.
Oh, it should be fine. I'll put that in.
That's right. You need to sort it. There you go.
I think one of the things I'm probably concentrating on, which I shouldn't be on, is probably paying too much attention to altitude.
Yeah.
Because I get quite worried about the altitude that I'm at and have I got enough time to land, even though it's not my responsibility. That's what you're there to help me out and instruct me on. Is I'm so worried about when I get to anything below 1,000 feet, my mindset drifts off and it starts thinking about landing.
Yep.
And it shouldn't be, because I should be focused on the actual flying.
Well, I'll remember that next time I fly with you.
Yeah.
And I'll have a long stick and batter you around the ears.
I think you should.
Okay, right, that's a deal.
Yeah.